The season that broke Big Brother. Heartbreak. Fans called it boring, predictable, and the biggest flop in the show's history, but now, a top-level Big Brother insider is finally exposing the truth behind Season 27's epic failure. We're not talking about bad players, we're talking about a secret, systemic flaw in the game structure itself that guaranteed a predictable ending from day one. What was the critical mistake production made, and which Mega Alliance member did the insiders say ruined the game? Stay tuned, because the true reason this season ended with a whimper, not a bang, is more shocking than any blindside, summer spectacle of reality television, usually dominated by the intense social strategy and explosive personalities of Big Brother, found itself facing an unexpected and uncomfortable reality check this year. Season 27, which promised high drama, strategic masterminds, and blindside after blindside, instead ended with a collective shrug from the fanbase and a sharp decline in live feed engagement, prompting whispers across social media, "Did Big Brother flop?" Now, a prominent Big Brother insider, a source deeply entrenched in the production and cast dynamics, has finally broken their silence, delivering a searing, comprehensive analysis of what truly went wrong. Their revelations point not merely to poor casting or predictable gameplay, the usual scapegoats, but to a fundamental, systemic flaw in the season's construction that inadvertently strangled the very chaos the show depends on. This insider account serves as a post-mortem, offering a definitive explanation for why one of the show's most anticipated seasons fizzled out, and it's a diagnosis that lays the blame squarely at the feet of the format itself, arguing that the season was crippled by the tyranny of the majority and a lack of early chaos mechanisms. The core audience, who live and breathe the live feeds and unpredictable power shifts, abandoned the show en masse, frustrated by a predictable narrative arc that saw the game decided within the first 3 weeks, long before the jury phase even began. The fallout has been substantial, forcing producers to immediately initiate high-level strategy sessions aimed at course correction for future seasons, realizing that the Big Brother formula, once invincible, is now dangerously vulnerable to self-sabotage if the initial dynamics are not carefully calibrated for instability. The insider pinpoints the moment the season began its irrevocable descent, the formation of a monolithic, impenetrable, mega alliance within the first week. While alliances are the lifeblood of Big Brother, this particular group, comprising nearly 2/3 of the cast, managed to solidify its power with an unprecedented level of secrecy and discipline. Crucially, the insider reveals that the failure wasn't just that the alliance formed, but how the season's early twists and powers failed to counteract it. Historically, successful Big Brother seasons thrive on 2 factors, paranoia and power imbalances. The Mega Alliance immediately eliminated paranoia by creating an atmosphere of safety for its members, leaving the minority players completely isolated and defenseless. The insider confirms that production had introduced several early twists aimed at shaking up the house, including a secret safe, power and a companion nomination twist, but these mechanisms were too weak, easily absorbed, or strategically bypassed by the sheer voting numerical superiority of the dominant group. The fundamental flaw, according to the source, was the absence of a truly game-breaking, early game reset button, like a battle back, or a coup d'etat, that could have been wielded by the marginalized minority to introduce immediate, high-stakes chaos. Without this countermeasure, the majority simply picked off the outsiders one by one in a dull, predictable sequence, turning the weekly eviction into a mere formality. The resulting predictability caused a severe, irreversible drop in viewer engagement, particularly among the dedicated live feed audience. The insider's data confirmed what the public suspected: live feed numbers plummeted after week 4. Why watch house guests engage in routine small talk, knowing the outcome of the next eviction is already predetermined? The lack of drama migrated from the game itself to the audience's social media feeds, which became a forum for collective venting rather than exciting speculation. The insider further elaborates on the casting process, defending the individual quality of the house guests but admitting that the mix was flawed. They suggest that the casting team, in an effort to avoid overly aggressive personalities, inadvertently selected too many players who valued smooth sailing and social comfort over game-changing moves. The few true strategic outliers, the players who could have created the much-needed friction, were the very first targets eliminated by the Mega Alliance, who recognized and swiftly neutralized any perceived threat to their quiet hegemony. This created a vicious cycle, The house became boring, which gave the majority no incentive to turn on each other, thereby maintaining the boring status quo. The season was not a flop because of bad players, but because the majority alliance successfully played an anti-entertainment version of the game, prioritizing personal safety and ease over viewer excitement. The Insider's most damning critique involves the show's reliance on manufactured drama later in the season. Realizing the live feeds were dead and ratings were slipping, the production team attempted to inject conflict by heavily editing episodes to focus on minor quarrels and showman's fluff, elements the dedicated fans already knew were insignificant to the actual power structure. This attempt to paper over the season's strategic void only further alienated the core fanbase, who value authenticity and strategic depth above all else. Furthermore, the source confirms that the lack of internal conflict within the Mega Alliance, the usual source of late-game fireworks, was due to the Alliance members all having similar long-term goals and, perhaps more significantly, a shared fear of disrupting the guaranteed path to the Final Six. No one was willing to make a high-risk, high-reward move because the system rewarded conformity. This season proved that in the absence of an external threat, fear of the unknown can be less powerful than the fear of upsetting a guaranteed payday. Looking forward, The Insider strongly suggests that Season 27 will serve as a critical case study in how not to structure a Big Brother season. Their proposed solutions for Season 28 are stark: introduce massive, unpredictable power shifts that cannot be easily controlled by a simple voting bloc. This might include multiple early, coup d'état, powers, multiple non-transferable immunities, or even an early twist that forces members of the dominant alliance to secretly nominate each other. The goal must be to shatter the Mega Alliance before it becomes too comfortable. The Big Brother audience demands strategy, but that strategy must be visible, fluid, and chaotic. When the outcome is certain, the game, and thus the show, ceases to function as mass entertainment. The quiet failure of Season 27 was a loud warning to the reality television landscape. The viewers are sophisticated, the game has evolved, and predictable dominance is the fastest path to extinction. The Insider's final word is a promise. The production team is listening, and the coming season will be built specifically to guarantee the chaos and instability that Season 27 desperately lacked. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Talent Zone Updates YouTube channel for more update news.